My name is Miriam. I'm Luis Santana's mom. My son was murdered in June 17, 2013. I, I'm sorry, it's very hard in regards to what actually I seen my son in the hospital, the conditions that he was. And it did break my heart. And still, my heart is broken. My son he was working at the time, and after work he went to the Puerto Rican parade. Not to the Puerto Rican parade, to go over there with some of his friends. And then the news came to me about 1 o'clock in the morning that day, the 17th of June, that they shot him. So we all ran and we all went to the hospital. And like I said, the conditions we see him, it was nothing nice. And I just broke down. But I wish I knew who did this to my son. And I won't stop until we do hear and we do find out who was the person that did this. Because he didn't deserve it. He was at 16, he started working. And he used to be actually more at home and with his girlfriend always in the house. And that day, it wasn't nice. But my son was a hard worker. He loved animals. He was funny. He used to always be with us everywhere. And when we used to do picnics, go to parks, my son Luis, he was my baby. And he still is my life, regardless. He's not here, but I know that he is in spirit. And I do miss him a lot. And I wish that my son was here right now. I miss him dearly.
I am Lewis's aunt. He is the baby from all the cousins. I was also his employer. He was my employee. So Lewis worked for 7 years for me at Borinquen Restaurant. He was the #1 worker there. Never called in sick, always at work, didn't take vacation. So in 2011, I bought him an airline ticket to go to Florida, and I made him take his vacation with me. I have all my memories with Lewis. Lewis has been a blessing to this family. Our hearts are broken, he's gone. He's been robbed from us. And I just pray that we get some type of closure. And for someone that, if they know what happened to Lewis that night, to please speak up.
Yes.
Let us know. I don't think there'll ever be closure. There's never closure to a mother losing her son. But if we can have a little bit of peace in our hearts, knowing that whoever did take his life is behind bars, that alone, it'll ease our pain.
I never liked guns, to be honest. I never did. I wish that they would take guns out, but now they're putting it out there. And I don't think it's fair because there's going to be more murders, more killing. And I think that they should cease fire and not to have them out there. In my opinion, I wouldn't even carry one, and I won't. But they shouldn't be providing so much guns out there because people are taking it very, very strong, and they're killing. Innocent kids are getting killed, to be honest, innocent kids. When he was young, he was approached to be in gangs. I interfere. And my kids, I was after them all the time, 24/7. And some of the kids that used to approach, I used to send them away. And I told my kids that I didn't want that for them. I wanted better for them, to my kids. And if I see them in the corner, they used to get embarrassed when they were at the corner and mom says, get in the car, let's go get in the car. I didn't want them out there like that. I never wanted my kids out there.
They listened, and this is
yes.
why
Yes.
I took the initiative and I I gave him the job. I told him I would like for you to come and work for me as part-time and after school. Once he finished his high school, then he can stay full-time. And he did. He was a very good worker.
Yes, he was.
Never outside of his job.
Yeah.
Always on time. And the reason why I offered him the job was to keep him away from any gangs
That's true.
or any type of street activities, anything like that.
Yes. It's true. I've been harassing them since my son passed away every day, every week, verifying if they heard anything. And the only thing they tell me that they're working on the case. And they have somebody suspicious, but they're working on the case. It was by Campbell and Thomas. He was, when this happened, he was getting out of the parking to go home. Somebody in motorcycle came by his car and they just started shooting. He had some friends in the car. There was 2 other guys in the car. One of the other guys got shot, but luckily he survived. It was in his leg. And when I approached them to verify and ask him questions in regards to my son, they said they didn't see anything and they don't remember anything that went that night. There were friends of him from schools, from kindergarten all the way to 8th grade.
Wow.
And I still approached a lot of them, but no one is saying anything and they didn't see anything. That's all they say. There is a code of silence on the streets, and they were, I guess, afraid, or they just didn't want anybody to know that they were saying something. But they were in the car and they seen everything in regards to my son. Yes, they are. And they were around the area. They're still around the area. But I also try to talk to all of them, but nobody knows anything. Nothing. They don't want to talk. They are afraid that something might happen to them, so they don't want to say anything.
As of today, we don't know who did it.
That's true.
Nobody wants to speak up. I know people do know, but because there is a code of silence or because of fear, no one is really giving us any type of information. So we are looking, and we're not going to give up. We're just going to continue to look and continue to ask questions. And if I have to personally go to that neighborhood every night myself and just stand there and see who comes around shooting, I will do it. But I do want this person to get caught.
Yes, I do too. He's got to pay for what he did to my son. And I want justice to be done for what happened to my son.